Your mind is the greatest tool. But there's no light without dark. And your brain can also be your greatest enemy. Now, I don't mean that in a way where your brain is some different, detached, sentient being which is vying for your downfall. What I'm saying is your survival instincts and impulses, compulsive responses are in a lot of ways not compatible in the modern day. So in this video, I'm going to try and outline some specific ways to get out of your mind. Being trapped in your mind, that state, that neurotic self-concern, this revolution of the same pattern of thought, whatever it may be, whatever your personal experience is, if you find yourself in a situation or an instance or circumstance where you seem unable to escape your head, these are a few tactics which I know about. Also, I'm going to say what I personally use. I may have said this already, but I'm going to say it anyway. So in the famous film, The Wolf of Wall Street, it was produced and released in 2013. There's a very famous scene in that film. Matthew McConaughey, before every scene he used to film and shoot, he used to do this with his chest. Now, that thing he did became a massive cultural hit in the film. Okay, it was talked about on talk shows, in movie reviews, movie critics, you name it. But in the recount of Leonardo DiCaprio's filming of it, he said it wasn't meant to be there. He just caught Matthew doing it. He caught Matthew going, Now he did this, not for the show. It wasn't meant to be in the film. He did that practice because, in his words, it got him out of his mind. It got him out of a mental state, in a physical state, where you feel powerless and helpless. Okay? This is a running theme in these methods, because most of the time, when you're stuck in here, you need to transmute your attention and energy outward into a tangible space in front of you, as if it's almost you're looking at it on a second person basis instead of experiencing it. So he did this, where he'd bang his chest like this, and he'd hum to get a deeper voice, but also to get out of his head. Because even the most professional and well-esteemed actors still have to induce the flow state, which allows them to so effortlessly act and perform. Another method which I personally use, I don't know if anyone else has done it, but I do this way more, you'll see why, when I wear headphones. Why? Because it's dancing. Now, it doesn't have to be anything crazy, of course, but what dancing and also singing does is it gets you out of your head, okay? Staying in your head, doing nothing, is just going to make it worse. And the minute you identify it, it also just makes it worse again. It's almost, Mark Manson details it in The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. It's called the feedback loop from hell, where once the feedback loop starts, if you understand what a feedback loop is, one revolution of the feedback loop makes the next revolution even more potent, okay? So once one has started, it quickly gains momentum, and grows. Now this tactic of dancing and singing to get out of your head is almost trying to cut off that revolution. All these methods are. Because this revolution you find yourself in all the time of just staying in your head is why you can't live a life of freedom. A life where you choose what to do. So when I dance, it's most of the time with headphones on. I used to think that it's super cringe and that people would laugh at me for doing it. But especially when I have my headphones on, I'm in my own world. Nothing else exists. I'm that present. I'm so present. Number 3, singing. Singing is a very good way as well. It gets you out of your mind. A running theme with these methods that you will notice is if you don't do anything, your mind will cause this to happen if it has the propensity to. Because some people, they can just live a normal life and they don't get this constant resurgence of thought. A fourth one I would definitely recommend is talking to other people, okay? I saw a post or a video on YouTube actually. It was Jordan Peterson, and he was saying that psychopaths, the most antisocial people ever, they're still punished with solitary confinement. Isn't that crazy? You need to understand this. Solitary confinement is a universal punishment to every human. Bro, a large percentage of the human population, they're not charged with anything. They haven't been arrested, they haven't been prosecuted, they haven't been charged, they haven't been convicted, they haven't gone to jail. But they're living in solitary confinement. It's almost the epitome of punishment in a lot of states. Yet the most clinically antisocial type of people still see it and suffer from it because it's a form of punishment. Humans are social animals biologically, psychologically, and in a lot of other realms. If you can speak to someone in a present fashion, in a present way, you won't get any thoughts, okay? So that's number 4. Interact with people as much as you can, and don't make citadels to try and justify not speaking to people, because speaking to people is always a net benefit. Repeat that with me. Speaking to people is always a net benefit. The tiny little benefit that you can muster up as an excuse not to speak to someone new will never match the potential massive benefit that you will get if you speak to people. Let me give you an example. I was in the gym 2 days ago, okay? There was a guy to the right of me on the preacher curl, and he was looking over at me. I looked back at him, and we just stared at each other for like 3 seconds, put my hand out, dapped him up, got to know him. He's from Poland. We have a little chat, have a little laugh together, and I'm on the fucking dip machine. Bro, I felt so much stronger. Do you know why? Because I fucking met someone new. I had an interaction, okay? So in the gym, if you find yourself where you go, oh, I'm not going to speak to people because I'm in fucking monk mode or I'm on my Sigma grind set. It's fucking bullshit, bro. It's not going to serve you. You're going to go 5 years later and you're going to wake up one morning and be like, fuck, imagine all the memories, the friends, and the people I could have met if I'd actually lived a life where I was outgoing. Bit of a side rant there. But number 4 is speak to people. Because not only will this get you out of your head, but it will provide you with so much more. To summarize, we have the banging on the chest and humming, dancing, singing, talking to other people. There will be a myriad of different methods which you can use. Maybe make one up your own. But the point is, make it physical. You need to transmute your attention and allow your brain to flourish. That's the best way I can put it, to flourish. Because when your brain is in this mode, it's extremely difficult to actually do anything. You're basically psychologically paralyzed. It's very hard to explain, but that's my take on it. I'll give the reason I think I've made this video, because in the interest of honesty and humility for personal growth and personal gain, I'm going to say why I actually made this video. So, in my lecture today, there was, okay, let me walk you through. So I get off the bus, I walk to my lecture, and I sit down on the leftmost seat of the lecture theatre. Now, it's a pretty nice seat because you get to lean back on the side of the wall and also get to just sit comfortably, okay, with open body language, whatever. That's just how I sit anyway. It's just very comfortable compared to being sat in the middle or on a chair with no wall. Now, there was a girl a few rows back who I'd seen the week before, and I'd been thinking about, not very much sometimes, in the past few days after the first lecture, not recently, about 5 or 6 days ago probably. And I think this is an example of cognitive dissonance, because I'm trying to live a life where if I see a cute girl I like, I want to approach her. I mean, who doesn't, right? Well, actually, I don't know if everyone does, but who doesn't want to have a relationship with a cute girl? No one. No one doesn't want that to happen. Or no man doesn't want that to happen. So, if I take that belief where I'm pervading through life with the intention of approaching every cute girl I see, if the situation is right, because obviously some aren't, and I'll give examples in a minute as to why. If I then backtrack that in the moment because I'm nervous, anxious, whatever, then this rift forms in my brain. And I'm not saying this, I don't think I'm overanalyzing this. So I've had this discussion before where I'm overanalyzing my life, my decisions, my circumstance. But cognitive dissonance is well known, it's well researched about. If I hold a belief in one respect, but then fail to act on that belief, I'm living this double existence which doesn't align, okay? So in this lecture today, she's sitting back like 5 rows behind with 2 other girls, and I'm going to detail what runs through my mind during the lecture, because this I want to serve as an example as to how toxic this mind cage can be if you don't use the methods I detailed earlier in this video to escape it. And it's almost delusional what I think about. But the minute I get out of it, it's fine. Bro, in fact, earlier today, I met up with a guy called Finley, I think his name is. Yes, Finley. We had the same seminar, and I was laughing with him the whole lecture. I felt amazing, because I wasn't in this state of mind cage, like this state of fucking, it's so hard to explain. Whatever. So I was good for the whole of today, but then I get to this lecture, and so this is what I think about. So I'm sat on my own, so I'm on my phone for a lot of it because the lecture is boring as fuck. Oh yeah, okay. So this girl's in my mind the whole time, and I'm almost looking for her. And about halfway through, I think she's not even there, like she hasn't turned up, or maybe she's sitting too far away. But then for some reason I look back and I see she's there. Now, this is a perfect example of where I struggle to try to define what is normal. So let's say you give eye contact for someone or to someone for 10 seconds. Most people would agree that's kind of creepy, unless you're smiling and you're both exchanging a smile. Even there, 10 seconds is a long fucking time for eye contact. So let's take that 10 seconds and decrease it by 1 second every time, okay? So 1 second. I used to be scared to actually hold eye contact for 1 second. The minute a girl would look at me, I'd look away. Doesn't happen anymore. 2 seconds. Now, even here, jumping up, that's already a massive difference. Because although it may not seem like a long time, these seconds are almost slow motion. if you hold eye contact for 2 seconds, I'd say that's enough to actually constitute a possible connection. But who knows? I don't know what I'm getting at here. I don't know if that was fucking... Bro, what even... the fuck's even going on? You know, I'll try and say what the rest I was thinking. Basically, I was just afraid to approach. And it's good that I actually admit that, because a lot of men will give excuses as to why they didn't approach someone. But 9 times out of 10, it's because they're afraid, they're nervous, they're anxious. So, why am I nervous? It could be because I get humiliation from anyone else who looks. It could be because I get a reputation, a bad reputation. It could be because a fear of the unknown. By the way, this whole time I was in the lecture, I was using my looks as an excuse also not to approach, because I was wearing my glasses. I still have some acne. I don't know if you can see it. I still have some acne, and my limiting belief or my excuse is once my skin clears up and I'm not wearing glasses and maybe my hair gets a bit better, who the fuck knows? But I'm still attaching my confidence to my looks. So, yeah. I don't know what this video even is at this point. Okay, hold up. Go to a gym in a few hours. Wait. Is it better to be embarrassed than to be inhibited? In fact, is it better to be anything than to be inhibited? I'd argue yes. So the next time you find yourself with your inhibitions dictating your feeling, thoughts and actions, use one of the methods I gave you. Or make up your own. Thank you for watching. If you're still watching this far, I have nothing left to give. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna end the video now. Final message. I bought this book. Now, I still haven't watched the film actually, and its impact on popular culture, especially like Gen Z, Gen Alpha, is crazy. That this book influenced part of a generation after it, or 2 generations after it. But I still haven't watched the film. I'm gonna read the book. I'll probably do a review on it. So that will be coming out soon, probably. I haven't started reading it, but I will do a review. Yeah. Live with an open heart instead of a closed one, because it's objectively better. Okay. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.